Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dares say, even if we're caked in calamine lotion. Hey, well, what an interesting few days. We're looking at an old magazine from last year, Ring magazine earlier, and I was looking through it, and just about everything that Bob Arum had said were planned for 2023 in Eddie Hills. Bricktop Eddie Hills, the Bodfather. Everything they've said has not come true. Everything they've promised. And I've been going through the last few years. And if you look at what they're telling us they're going to do and what they actually do, it's something like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 things they got right out of like 50 odd. And that's just going back over like 18, 19 months. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's like 11% of things that they say they're going to do, they actually do. So how much longer do we have to put up with this? It's just lies and BS, just for the sake of it, innit? And when you strip it bare, when all's said and done, and you look at what these people come out with, it's unbelievable and what they've done. For example, we're waiting on this December 23rd. The big fights we're waiting on now for the rest of the year is December 23rd, whether it's going to be Ben and Eubank in UK or Saudi, or Fury and Usyk. Right, well, let's just have a look at the situation then, shall we? Right, Conor Ben, right, been in Australia, had an handful of amateur fights. He's come over to turn pro because of who his dad is, yeah. He can't make a few quid over there in boxing, so he's had to come to the UK. Right, not much of an amateur career. He's nailed deep at the moment with legal people. With 2 dope tests, he's failed. He's not won any of the belts from the 6 levels: area, English, British, Commonwealth, European, and World. And they were all losing a shit over him. Right, so we're waiting on that one there. He's fighting Eubank. I think he turned pro with Mick Hennessy, did he, Eubank? Right. We've just had a big fight. Warrington against Lee Wood. Warrington were winning, but Lee Wood didn't he? It's a 12-round fight. Lee Wood pulled it off in the 7th round. But did Lee Wood? I'm not so sure. Did Lee Wood turn pro with Mick Hennessy? I know he had his first fight on a Carl Greaves show, but did he get involved with Mick Hennessy after that? I'm not so sure. I'm sure he did. But it'd be interesting. But I know that Eubank turned pro with Mick Hennessy. I know Carl Froch did. And I know Tyson Fury, he turned pro with Mick Hennessy. So Mick Hennessy, forgetting the big stars, Mick Hennessy finds the talent, doesn't he? Right, but you don't see Mick Hennessy shouting it about, do you, on social media? He's not Mr. Saturday Night. He don't do loads of interviews. He's boxing, isn't he, Mick Hennessy? You snap him in half, it'll say Mick from Kent, and then on other half at Sticker Rock, it'll say strictly boxing. That's it. Mick Hennessy is boxing. He's not commercial. He is boxing. You'll see him at Box Rec Cup, at the ABA finals. You'll see him all over amateur tournaments. He's always scouring amateur tournaments, looking for the next big thing. Like I said, he signed Fury and Froch, didn't he? And Eubank Jr., none of them were from Olympics, were they? None of them were in the Olympic team. They're all done well, aren't they? They're all millionaires, all pay-per-view men. You know, Fury Usyk, does that happen on 23rd of December? It's all shrouded in mystery, isn't it? And this is how they've got us now, boxing fans. They've got us where they want us. We don't know if Ben and Eubank and Fury Usyk is going to be on the same day. both promoters are standing firm. That shows you the disdain that these men have got for boxing fans. Also, why can't these men put shows on together? In nearly 14 years, they've not put one a year on. It's something like, is it 11 or something, or 12 in 13, 14 year? That's only because they really had to. And it were through gritted teeth. You know, they're always going to meet for a meal and do this to save boxing. They're not saving anything. All they're doing is pushing each other away. They're going their own ways to make their own fortunes at the detriment of boxing fans. People like your Eddie Earns, your Frank Warrens, your Bob Arams, your Don Kings, guys like that, Al Aymans. It's why we've not had an undisputed champion for 25 years, the blue ribbon division of the sport. All roads lead to undisputed, we're told, but then once it suits, it done. All roads lead to the bank. And this is why these people need to be put into place. They're not going to change, these boxing promoters. They're not going to change. Frank's not going to change. Eddie in, Bob Harriman. These Skies dates, they need giving to boxing people like Mick Hennessy, Carl Greaves. Give them dates, Mick Hennessy and Carl Greaves. Give Big Ron a couple of dates just to shut him up. You never know, he might throw a few quid at Job and put a couple of corkers on. Give Stefy a couple of fights. Steve Goodwin, Steve Wood, Pat Barrett. You give them all some dates. You don't need to give Joe Gallagher dates. He's got plenty in Saudi, and he's one at Big Dogs now. You could give a little Paul Smith from Liverpool a slot, couldn't you, on Sky? He's running around with begging bowl trying to get Darren Till on Misfits, bless him. Give Paul Smith a promoter's license. Let's see them put some money where their mouth is. Smiths, they've been milking boxing for years, haven't they? Let's see them put their money in their hand in the pocket. It's like them Ingalls. All right, taking out of boxing. Let's see your own shows on. Let's see John Fury start putting some shows on with Tyson. Let's see them roll the dice. We're not going to see that, are we? Takers don't do that, do they? People stood there with their hand out all the time. They're not prepared to dip into their lover, are they? And spend it. But it is what it is, isn't it? Mick Ennis has been doing it years, hasn't he? And other people. Let's see these who've been having pay-per-views and earning big dollars. Paul Smith's been dipping his bread for years, hasn't the Smith family? Let's see them cough up for a show on. They mind pouncing off people, going it ring and taking a cut just for making a few phone calls. Let's see you roll dice. Put some of that Smith money into some shows. Yeah? That's why I'm hearing other end now. Silence. Exactly. So what we need a new dynamic person to get all them at Sky, some bloke in his 30s, and shake him to death. And say, right, we're going to put proper boxing shows on. Proper fights, 50-50 fights. Area level lads on at beginning at night. 50-50, English, British, Commonwealth. It's not hard, is it? Instead of guys like 2 wins, 30 losses going in with like Ben Whittaker, Olympic medalist. We don't want to see that, do we? We don't want to see that. The gap in the golfing class between these fighters nowadays and these Olympians is unbelievable. Look at Tommy Frank, who was ready for a world title last year before pandemic. British champion and all that. Commonwealth champion, been around years. He gets in with an Olympian that's had 4 fights and lasts half a minute. This is why people like It's Big Freeze and them should be fighting people who are like 16, 17 and 0 straight away instead of fighting dossers. Do you know what I mean? Because these Olympians have been treating it as a job, haven't they? This is why I want to see people like Caroline De Bar and Lauren Hope. People like that fighting people. And I think, God, these are just mismatches. Mismatches. Put 50-50 fights on. It's not rocket science. They're always trying to drag stuff out, these promoters, trying to get rematches and stalling tactics because they can't fill the dates. Put 50-50 fights on. And if you've got Olympians or Team GB people on, fast track them. Don't be putting them in with guys with 20 losses and 1 win. You fast track them. Fraser Clark should be fighting people way, way, way above Dave Allen's level, Olympic medalist. Look at Lomachenko. He didn't mess about, did he, after the Olympics? He got straight stuck in. No messing about. And Usyk. They're not wasting camps. Carl Froch didn't waste camps. Once he started winning belts, he wanted to get moving with his career. I think Carl Froch was English champion in his 8th fight. 8th fight. Nay. So Olympic, he were world championship bronze. So he didn't need to hang around fighting waste man, and neither are these today, but that's what they want to do, innit? I want to be known as a boxer. That's all it is. They want to be known as boxer in area, knocking bums out. Step up and fight somebody instead of being flat track bullies like Mike Tyson. We all know what happened once Mike Tyson stepped up, don't we? Hey, this is what it is, isn't it? But boxing sometimes needs to save itself. But I've had a look at it in the last few days, and I personally think that, look, these managers, these trainers, these fighters, promoters, they keep putting fights to these TV people. Well, all the TV people have got to do is get in touch with me and say, Porky, is that a good fight for this stage of the career? And I'll say yay or nay. Now, there's probably better people that could do that job than me. It's called quality control. Now, they used to have one years ago at ITV, and then they didn't after a while because they think, well, why do we need to pay somebody? Well, when you stop having quality control, it creeps in. You've seen what creeps in. Now, these Misfits shows, they've not got quality control, have you? Because have you seen the state of the fights on there? Well, that's not boxing, is it? But getting back to boxing, we saw the quality control in Dave Allen, didn't we? Right? Against Irwit's Big Freeze. What was that like? It was a stinker, wasn't it? It was a stinker because a pair of them were overweight for starters and unfit. So it was a stinker. There should have been some quality control for that fight. There should have been somebody there to say, right, Dave Allen, you need to be coming in at this weight, you. That's what you need to do. And then we know you're taking it serious. Otherwise, if you don't hit this weight, you're not going to be on TV. You're still going to be on card, but you're not going on telly. That's how they should do it. That's proper quality control. That's how Don King used to do it years ago. No messing about. But they slip through the net, don't they, these people? They slip through the net. Before you know where you are, Saturday night cards on Sky, you're getting them confused with this Misfits when you're looking at the size at derbies on fighters. Flabby fighters is for Misfits. It's not for professionals, is it? If you're a professional, right, and you're getting in that ring, and you've got a derby on you, and you're flabby, and you've got back fat like Tyson Fury, that's not a good look, is it? You're not going to be modelling Wrangler jeans, are you, with back fat? You're never going to sponsor. Well, you've got an hole in your arsehole. You know what I mean? It's not a good look. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. All right? Well, that's about it. All right? Pop, pop, bang. All right, peace out. Keep on trucking, keep sporting boxing. Big shout out to my pal Mark in Stoke. How you doing, Mark? Hope you're well. Booyaka! I think we'll get Julian on now. Wow! All fans love Julian. Don't you, all boxing fans? He's the main man. If I end up brown bread, we'll have to get Julian to host it, won't we? Hey? Them Aussies love Julian, don't they, who tune in on here? The Jeff Harding fan club. Jeff Harding. If Jeff Harding could have made super middleweight, Carl Froch would have put him on Button Moon. Peace out.